Six p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says all facilities are being provided to IT companies to achieve the target of $25 billion exports in the sector. The Deputy Prime Minister has emphasised the need to develop a comprehensive strategy for the enhancement of economic relations with important trade partners. The National Assembly was informed today that steps are being taken to boost exports. Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates have agreed to enhance bilateral cooperation in different sectors. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian troops in their latest act of state terrorism martyred a Kashmiri youth in Kupwara district today. The second T20 international of the five-match series between Pakistan and New Zealand will be played in Dunedin tomorrow. And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif has asked the leading American multinational IT company Affinity to establish a world-class call center in Pakistan for national and international customers. He was talking to a four-member delegation of the renowned American multinational IT company Affinity, which called on him in Islamabad today under the leadership of the company's Chief Executive Officer, Jerome Kapoulas. Welcoming the interest of the American company Affinity in making further investment in Pakistan's IT sector, the Prime Minister said the talented IT workforce of Pakistan has the potential to compete in the global market. The Prime Minister said he's personally monitoring the program to equip the country's talented youth with information technology, artificial intelligence, and other advanced technological skills. He said all the facilities are being provided to IT companies to achieve the target of $25 billion exports in the IT sector. The Deputy Prime Minister Mohammad Dar has emphasised the need to develop a comprehensive strategy for the enhancement of economic relations with important trade partners, including the European Union. He was chairing a meeting to review matters related to the economic diplomacy and trade issues in Islamabad today. A high-level meeting was held in Islamabad today with the Minister for Finance, Mohammad Aurangzeb, in the chair to review the ongoing development of the National Health and Population Policy for the period 2025-2034. During the meeting, the team of the National Health and Population Policy provided an update on the formulation of the policy, which is set to guide the country's health and population strategies for the next decade. The National Health and Population Policy delegation outlined the broader goals of the policy, which include reorganizing and restructuring the existing health infrastructure and addressing the challenges posed by high population growth. The Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb has emphasized the need for a comprehensive and integrated approach to fiscal, trade and private sector reforms at the federal and the provincial levels. He was speaking at a key follow-up meeting with the World Bank team in Islamabad today. The Finance Minister reiterated that a nationally coordinated approach is crucial to ensuring macroeconomic stability. The National Assembly was informed today that steps are being taken to boost exports. The Minister for Commerce Jam Kamal Khan informed the House during question hour that different ministries will work in close coordination to achieve $60 billion export target in 5 years. He emphasized that there is focus on diversification and value addition. He said free trade agreements signed with other countries are also being revisited to ensure they are more effective. The Minister for Commerce said the ministries are also engaged with the industries and manufacturers to address their problems and enhance productivity. He said it was for the first time that Pakistan has exported tractors to East African countries. On the advice of the Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif, the Speaker National Assembly Sardar Ayaz Sadiq has convened an in-camera meeting of the Parliamentary Committee on National Security at 11 a.m. It will be chaired by the Speaker, National Assembly Sardar Ayaz Sadiq. The military leadership will brief the Parliamentary Committee on the current security situation. In addition to the Cabinet members, the parliamentary leaders of all the political parties present in the Parliament and the nominated representatives will participate in the meeting. Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates have agreed to continue and expand bilateral cooperation in the fields of railways and other economic domains. The understanding to this effect was reached during a meeting between the Minister for Railways Hanif Abbasi and the United Arab Emirates Ambassador to Pakistan Ahmed Al-Tahiri in Islamabad today. The United Arab Emirates Ambassador Ahmed Al-Tahiri expressed deep sorrow over the recent terrorist attack on the Jafar Express train. He condemned the attack and extended his sympathies to the affected passengers and their families. During the meeting, both the dignitaries discussed the strong relations between Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates, particularly in the railways sector. It was noted that relations between the two countries continue to strengthen across all sectors. The Minister for Overseas Pakistanis and Human Resource Development Chaudhry Salik Hussain met the advisor to the Ministry of Labour and Employment Bangladesh, Dr. M. Sakhawat Hussain, in Islamabad today. Both the leaders discussed on advancing shared goals and strengthening bilateral ties. Speaking on the occasion, Chaudhry Salik Hussain emphasized the deep historical, cultural and faith-based connections between Pakistan and Bangladesh. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. The Foreign Office spokesperson Shafkat Ali Khan has termed the Indian Prime Minister's remarks made during a podcast with Lex Fridman as misleading and one-sided. Responding to media queries regarding the Indian Prime Minister's remarks, he said they conveniently omit the Jammu and Kashmir dispute, which remains unresolved for the last 7 decades, despite India's solemn assurances to the United Nations, Pakistan and the Kashmiri people. The spokesperson said India's fictitious narrative of victimhood cannot hide its involvement in fomenting terrorism on Pakistan's soil and the state-sanctioned oppression in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Instead of blaming others, India should reflect on its own record of orchestrating targeted assassinations, subversion and terrorism in foreign territories. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian troops in their latest act of state terrorism martyred a Kashmiri youth in Kupwara district today. According to Kashmir Media Service, the youth was martyred during a violent operation in Zachaldar area of the district. Meanwhile, the All-Parties Hurriyat Conference has urged the United Nations to take immediate notice of the deteriorating situation in the occupied territory. In a statement issued in Srinagar, the APHC spokesman Advocate Abdur Rashid Minhas called upon the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres to urgently intervene for the settlement of the Kashmir dispute to prevent a potential nuclear catastrophe in South Asia. Brisk preparations have been started by the people on both sides of the line of control in Azad Jammu and Kashmir and the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir to celebrate Pakistan Day on the 23rd of March with the renewed resolve. Requisite arrangements are being made, coupled with the renewal of the pledge to continue the struggle for the freedom of occupied Jammu and Kashmir from the Indian yoke and accomplish the dream of accession of the entire Jammu and Kashmir state to Pakistan. In the United States, 40 people have been killed in tornadoes that tore through several southeastern states. A state of emergency has also been declared in several states, including Arkansas, Georgia, and Oklahoma, where more than 100 wildfires are raging. Cricket. The second T20 international of the 5-match series between Pakistan and New Zealand will be played in Dunedin tomorrow. The match will start at 6:15 in the morning, Pakistan Standard Time. And finally, the weather report. Dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while cold conditions are likely in hilly areas during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.